Hello everyone, and welcome back to Kristen's ASMR. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, or whenever you're watching this video. I am coming to you, I'm recording a night video, which I rarely do, hence the hair not looking like my usual cool curl self, but I just finished watching a movie, and a la one of my favorite ASMR creators, ASMR Remedy. Shout out to you, girl. I'm going to tag her in the description because I love her page and I love hearing her movie reviews. But I just watched a movie tonight and I'm going to do a little review for you. So I hope you enjoy and we will get into the video. First off, so the movie that I'm going to be reviewing is Uglies. And it just came out on Netflix, I believe either last Friday or the Friday before. Now, I've been a very avid reader, as many of you may have seen in my videos. I've done some ASMR book tapping. I have my huge pile of books over there. Not all of them are ones I've read this year, but quite a few of them are. So I've been an avid reader since I was younger. My cat Frankie is also around, so you may see his fluff in the video. Hi Frankie. So, one thing that I really am a huge fan of is series. I love a book series. I will read standalone books, but especially when I was, preteen, adolescent, teenager, super into book series. So, one of the book series I had read was the Uglies series, which initially when it came out, it was Uglies, Pretties, Specials. It was a trilogy. And then Scott Westerfeld, the author, released extras a few years later. No longer trilogy, but Scott Westerfeld, if you've not heard of him, he is a great YA young adult novelist. He's written some other books. Another trilogy that he did, Midnighters, love that series. That was really good too. So I read Uglies, the Uglies series, probably, oh gosh, well, I'm 31, so, read that like when I was a teenager. So, the first book was released in 2005, I believe, and it, loved it. Like, I'm a huge fan of science fiction, and to give you guys a rundown of what the series is. So Tally is growing up in a world in the future where once you turn 16 you get an operation to become pretty. All your imperfections are taken away. Gorgeous, you get to choose like what you want to look like, and you just get to party and live the fun life in the city. So in the way this book works is that it takes place many years in the future, like civilization. They call them the Resties. They used up all the natural resources, so it destroyed the world. So in the Ugly series, they found a way to have renewable energy and everything, and to kind of lessen any strife, they have people become pretty to take away the whole, discrimination by look. Everyone is just like totally model gorgeous. So love the series. So the series follows Tally and her journey. So I was super excited but also nervous to hear that Netflix was putting out an Uglies movie. Oh my god, I would have loved an Uglies movie like 10 years ago. I mean, still loved it, but especially 10 years ago. It has been so long since I read the books, but watching the movie kind of inspired me to read the movie. Oh my god. To read the book series again. I'm sorry, it's so late. I went on a little day trip earlier, so a little extra rambly. Hopefully that'll be kind of tingly. But I was like, okay, I'm excited to give this movie a try. So I decided to watch it tonight, and I'm going to give it a solid 4 out of 5 stars. So granted, like I said, it's been a while since I read the book, but once I started hearing some of the characters' names, I was like, oh yeah, okay, I remember that. Like I said earlier, Shay is kind of the main character, oh my god, why did I decide to record this so late? Tally is the main character. So at the beginning of the movie, also spoiler alert, if you haven't read the book series or seen the movie, you may want to stop listening. I mean, I would love you to keep listening, but I don't want to spoil anything for you, but I'm going to kind of go through what the movie covers. So at the beginning of the movie, Tally is about 3 months away from her pretty surgery, turning 16, and Paris, who's her best friend, he's going to be getting the surgery the next day. So they meet up, just kind of talking about the beginning surgery, and Tally's nickname is Squint, because just her eyes are kind of at like different levels, and then Paris's nickname is Nose, because he has a big nose. So that's what they just call each other. So they talk about, Frankie, you're so funny. They talk about a month after Paris's surgery that they're gonna meet up again just to see how things are with him, and you know, they were like, you know, nothing's gonna change, but you know how those movies go. So Paris goes to have his surgery, and then it does like a little Frankie, excuse me, Frankie's really interested in my camera. So there's a little montage. Comes a month, Tally goes to meet him in the spot they tried to talk about. He doesn't meet up, so Tally kind of sneaks to the city, which is where the pretties live. The Uglies live in a separate dorm away from the city. And she sees Paris, who totally different hair color, different eye color, smaller nose, barely recognizes her, and it's just kind of like cold to her. So she gets snuck into the city, she got caught, and then she's trying to flee away from the like authorities that are trying to get her, and she meets Shay, who's her friend, and I'm so excited because Shay is like just exactly like I remember reading in the book, and that's so exciting when that happens. So she meets Shay, and you know, they're talking about the upcoming Pretty's operation. They have the same birthday. Shay really doesn't want to get the surgery. She's happy with how she looks, and talks to Tally about the smoke, which the smoke, who is led by David, it's where people flee to. They don't get the surgery, like they kind of live naturally. They grow their own food, because like where the Uglies, the main Uglies and Pretties live, like it's all really futuristic. Like toothpaste comes in a pill, and food appears out of a wall, and everything. So Shay talks about the smoke, and Tally really wants to get the surgery, so Shay ends up leaving to go to the smoke. Tally goes back to where she's getting the surgery. Come to find out, Dr. Cable, who is the one who's kind of the head of the surgeries, talks to Tally and is like, hey, Shay is missing. We need you to find her. Like, the smoke is dangerous. This David that's leading the smoke, they have a weapon. Like, they're going to plan to destroy, like, the whole city. And tasked Tally with going to find Shay and then signal to them, like, where the smoke is, because the smoke is this mysterious place. So Shay goes to, Shay's in the smoke. So Tally ends up going, because she isn't going to be able to get the surgery, is able to go and find the smoke, and then comes to find out that the smoke, like, it's right what they stand for. You know, they are able to be free thinking, and just though they may not be aesthetically pretty, they have free will, which that's the problem with the pretties. So later we meet David's parents. David was actually born in the smoke. His parents had fled the city when they found out that the pretty surgery introduces lesions into the brain that takes away people's free will, and they just kind of go along with whatever, and they're not just like, oh, I'm just so pretty, and they're not wanting to question like anything going on around them. So Tally ends up really believing in the mission that the smoke stands for, and there's a necklace that she was supposed to use to signal back to the city when she found the smoke. Well, she throws it in the fire, and unfortunately the fire causes it to signal the city. Frankie, sorry. So they come and like try to round up all the people from the smoke, take them back to the city to end up having Frankie is so chaotic right now. Just make it so chaotic. Oh, my light. Frankie. So the Tally ends up being able to break back into the city with David, and they find Shay and the others. However, Shay unfortunately has already been forced into the surgery she didn't want. She's so different. But they end up breaking out and going back to the smoke, and the plan is that David's mother has been working on a cure for the pretty so people can get their free will back. But they needed another component that was in the city, which when they were kidnapped, when they were able to be freed and get away, she was able to grab the component. But to see if it works, they needed a guinea pig to use on a pretty to do the, to see if it works, to take the lesion away, the cure. Tally volunteers have the surgery to be able to have this cure. So the movie ends with her, like, the authorities from the city come together, and she's like, my name is Tally, and I'm ready to be pretty. So she, the movie ends like she is pretty, but she told them they would keep a sign for the smoke that she was still her, and she still has a scar on her hand from an incident with Paris early in the movie. So I obviously I won't say anything more about the movie, spoilers, but I'm pretty impressed from what I remember of the fidelity of the book to the movie. So cool, the futuristic technology. I want freaking hoverboards, like that'd be awesome, food appearing out of the wall. But I'm so glad to see this movie come to life. Like I said, 4 out of 5 stars. Like, you know, it just goes to show like that Paris's friend Paris, Tally's friend, like, oh yeah, I won't change, but he ended up changing. But those lesions, you're not allowed to have free will. You're just worried about being attractive. And it's just such a good message in that movie that like being pretty or flawless comes at a cost. So I'd love to hear from you guys if you have either read the Uglies series, if you have seen the movie, only the movie, if you've seen both. But I loved it, and I really hope that they will do the second movie, which would be based on the second book in the trilogy, Pretties. But super, super impressed. I'm so happy with Shay. Tally's also really good, but Shay is like exactly like I pictured her, which is so cool. I am just a fan of dystopian novels in general. I read other than Uglies, I've read the Hunger Games series. I read Divergent. Love those. So if you like those series, I would highly recommend Uglies if you haven't read them. But this is a movie, like, you don't have to have read the books to get it. You know, I'm sure there's some minor differences, things they left out, but that's kind of typical. But that is pretty much it. I really highly recommend that movie.
It was so nice. I have a hard time focusing on movies. I have to like keep my phone down so I can stay focused. Super enjoyed it. But again, shout out to ASMR Remedy. I love your movie reviews, and I might do more of my own in the future if yeah, if I watch any more movies, because it's kind of fun to just talk and ramble. And I want to say thank you to one of my subscribers that really likes my style and felt like some of my videos are FaceTiming with a friend. Glad I can give those cozy vibes. But that will be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed my kind of review, like plot breakdown of Uglies. It's on Netflix. I recommend. Joey King plays Tally. But that is all for now, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, depending when you're watching this video. And I will catch you all in my next video. As always, please feel free to leave a comment if you'd like. Take care, everybody.